Hello there everyone and welcome to a new review on the channel. Today we're going to be looking at a product that I saw a lot on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts, on convention videos like the Chris Ramsey convention videos. There are other people going to conventions and filming some of the best tricks there, and Flosso was always among them. But when it came out on the market, it kind of came out on the hush hush and not a lot of people paid attention to it, and some of you probably don't even know this actually came out, but you've probably seen it online. So today we're going to be reviewing Flosso by Chuck Crespo. Let's roll the intro and get straight into the review. Perfect, so you decide to stick around, which means you want to learn more about Flosso. Now, what is Flosso? Flosso is a linking rings type of effect with floss sticks. So this is how it would play out. You would take out two floss sticks from your package, or you would introduce them, and then you will tell the spectator that you can actually do something interesting with them. You hold it in your hand just like this, and as you go 1, 2, 3, the floss sticks completely link. And you can show this to the spectator in every angle. They're completely linked, but you can tell them that what's interesting is that they don't actually link for long, right? They don't actually link for long. And then you tell them that they're going to do this with you. So they're going to choose one. Which one do you want? Let's say they want this one. So you say, perfect. You're going to take this one in your hand. You're going to hold it like this. And you give this one to the spectator. And you tell them, perfect, I want you to hold this like a tomahawk, just like this, in your hand. And I want you to just, on 3, give it a big whack in the middle of the floss. Then they're going to take this and they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then they're just going to do just like that, and they're going to be able to see that they are definitively linked. But again, you show them that is just an illusion because they're not actually linked. Then you can give this out for examination. They can look at it, they can do whatever. And then as you come back, you tell them, look, we'll do it one last time. You take it, you come like this, you tell them to cup their hands, you blow, you have them link, and then you tell them, perfect, can you hold your hand? And just like that, with a flick, they unlink and they can inspect them in their hand. So that is what Flosso looks like, okay? That is what Flosso looks like, and that is what the effect is. So let's talk about where do you purchase this, what do you get, and how much does it cost? So Flosso is available at a lot of magic dealers, but they've not really put it on their page or marketed it. So if you actually go on Vanishing Ink or Alakazam or other dealers and you type Flosso, you're gonna find it in stock and you're gonna find it on those pages. But you're not gonna find it easily. So you actually have to search for it, which is interesting because I feel this was so popular, as I said, online and in magic videos, that when it came out, it didn't have any hype for it, right? Nonetheless, it's gonna cost you 30 USD. And what you get with your purchase is this envelope. In this, you're gonna get your gimmicks, and you're also gonna get an instructional video, which is like 10 minutes long, and it's not even an actual film video, it's like a phone recording of Chuck Crespo at his magic dealer stand, demoing this effect and showing people how it's done. So then you're gonna have to look at that and be like, okay, knowing how the gimmick works, I'll do it like that. So it's not an actual video, it's like a thrown video. Like he was just like, okay, we need to have something to explain the effect, let's just use what we used at the demo stand. So the video is not the best, and it's relatively a quick video, noise everywhere, not really well shot, but you do get the idea of how this works because it's pretty much self-working. So, you know, you get the gist of it and you understand what you're supposed to. So I guess that's okay. However, you do not get this, okay? You do not get this. This is what you get. Normally you get your gimmicks and what you need, okay? So let's talk about this a bit. Because before we get into the review, I briefly want to mention 2 things that came out when people were discussing this briefly is why and how the hell do you bring out floss sticks to do this effect? And 2 is durability. Are these durable? Well, first of all, these are made of normal floss sticks, okay? So these are made of normal floss sticks, but they've been a bit enhanced to be a bit more durable, okay? They've been a bit enhanced to be a bit more durable. But the positive of this is that once you buy this, you understand how this works, and you're gonna be able to make your own with little to no effort. These are pretty easy to make, it's nothing extraordinary, and honestly I feel I could make this with things just lying around the house for pretty much free. Okay, So it's definitely something that is durable. It's going to last you a long time. So your initial gimmicks are going to last you a long time. But of course, if ever they break, because these are literally made out of normal floss sticks that you can buy at Walmart, maybe eventually they're going to break. But don't worry, you won't have to spend another 30. You can just make these your own. Second of all is, how do I bring this? How do I justify using this as a magic trick? And here's the answer, is this. This is something that I bought at Walmart for $1. Look how cute this is. This looks great, and it holds your gimmicks and extra normal floss sticks. And the way I present this when I do this is easy. I talk to people about, oh, have you been on vacation lately? Or are you one of those person that carries around a lot of things with you in your bag, in your purse? You open that discussion, and then you tell them, I have a friend that carries a small mouthwash with a small toothbrush and a small toothpaste with them, because they always want to brush their teeth and always want to have a good hygiene. So they always carry that around with you. One of my other friend always carries around a collection of lip balms, those small lip balms, and they always have those with them. Some of my friends always carry around floss. They always carry around like a roll of floss in case something gets stuck in their teeth. And I agree with them, but I don't really carry around the floss. I carry around this small packet of floss sticks, because my biggest fear is every time I go to the cinema and I take a popcorn, it gets stuck in my teeth, and it's the worst feeling ever. And having this is always beneficial to me. I just go quickly to the bathroom, I take it out, and I can enjoy the rest of the movie. It gets a laugh. You can talk about the specter. Maybe there's someone that carries around mini perfume bottles. Maybe there's someone that carries around mini lotion bottles, etc. You can open up a small convo, and then as you introduce this, don't lie to me, don't lie to yourself. Every single person that's gone to the cinema and has taken popcorn has had the issue when a kernel gets stuck in your teeth, and you're there for like 30 minutes in the movie trying to fish it out from your teeth. Okay, it happens to everyone, and introducing this as a way to fix that is playful, it's fun, and it gets the job done. So you can introduce them and then proceed to do your effect. So I just wanted to get that out of the way before we move on. Now, what is the difficulty of this? Is this effect difficult to perform? And the answer is no. This is pretty much easy, self-working. Probably the hardest part is doing the thing at the end where you do the link, and then with just a flick, the unlink. Probably gonna take you like 5 minutes, and the only reason it's gonna take you 5 minutes is because in the tutorial video it's not really well explained, because as I mentioned, it's a demo. Like, someone is filming over the shoulder of people while he's demoing it and explaining it at, I think it's a Blackpool stand. So you don't really get any close-ups and in-depth information on this. He's just like, oh yeah, of course you do this, and it goes. Right, so that took me maybe like 3-4 minutes to figure out and rewatch a bit of the video to understand how that works. But, nothing too hard, pretty easy, right? So difficulty-wise, pretty easy to perform. What about practicality? Is this practical? And the answer is yes. I mean, for me, I just place my gimmicks inside of this box and I have it good to go. For those that are interested in this, this is a box I got at Walmart for, I think, $1.50 Canadian, so that's probably $1 US. So I got this off Walmart, and it's an exact 100% replica of these exact sticks. So you can get this for cheap, and you have a really cute carrying case for this effect, right? I feel this is super cute, and you can just carry this around with you, place it in your pocket or whatever, and you carry this around with you without ever damaging them and without just plucking 2 sticks from your pocket. Because I feel that was what a lot of people were worried, is just like, I'm never gonna just go to a table and be like, oh, here I have 2 floss sticks, let me link them and move towards, right? So this kind of fixes that issue, and it makes it, a cute thing, and it brings it into the conversation in a nice way, and it shows that you're keeping, what's supposed to be kept, hygienic in a nice little box, and that you care about it. You're not just pulling it out with lint from your pocket, So I feel this adds some justifiability to it, and it also lets you bring it out in a nice, natural way while also protecting your gimmick. So practicality, you just carry around this. And apart from that, you don't need a table, you don't need the spectator to be standing up. Pretty much all you need is just a spectator to perform this to, and your gimmicks. Now, maybe I want to add something to what I mentioned before regarding difficulty, is as you saw in the performance, I let it happen because it's probably going to happen with some spectators, right? As you saw when I did the in the hand spectator one, like 1, 2, 3, and the spectator whacks it, it didn't go through the first time, and that may happen. And I just played it off. I'm like, oh, that's fine, let's do it again. Okay, I let that in the performance just to show you that sometimes a spectator may not hit hard enough, sometimes someone may hit it too hard, but I just wanted to show you that. So maybe just with your spectator, make sure that you tell them to hit hard enough, but also not to smash it, right? So I just wanted to add that in the difficulty section because I forgot. Nonetheless, let's move on to where to perform this. Where would you perform this? That is the end-all question, I think, to this effect, and a question that a lot of people are going to be split on. In my opinion, I think, of course, you're not going to ever do this on stage or parlor, never. However, I do think this plays well in casual settings and bars, nightclubs, things like that. I think this plays well. However, I was also thinking that this could play well in corporate events or more like upscale events, because I feel that if you go there and you talk to someone about, maintaining themselves, like let's say you're going to a bar association, right? And by bar, I mean like a lawyer firm, and you perform this and you're like, can I ask you something? When you go on the stand or when you go, to present your case, do you have like refreshers for you? Like, do you have like mouthwash? Do you have like perfume bottles, lotion bottles? Do you have like anything that you always carry around with you? And they're going to answer, is going to make a cute little discussion. You're going to talk, and then you tell them that's really interesting because, maybe they say floss. Maybe they say floss, right? And you've got your in. Or maybe they say, oh, perfume bottle because I always want to smell good. And you tell them, that's really interesting because for me, as a magician, since I really talk a lot, etc., one thing that I always carry around with me is a floss and mouthwash because I always want, when I get to talk to people, to always have my mouth clean and have it, smell great or whatever you want. And you tell them, I always carry this around with me. Gets a laugh, and then you get into the routine. So I feel if you really want to do this, you can even do this at more upscale events. I know some people are going to say, you're crazy. How are you going to do like linking floss at an upscale event? But I do think if you really enjoy this effect and you want to perform it, I think you can find the justification for it to perform it even at upscale, higher events, because I think it can work and it can lead to some fun discussion. It's not going to be an incredible, oh my god, wow moment, but I think it's going to be a cool intro trick with your spectator, because one thing I bet you is that not a single magician that spectator has seen before you has shown them a linking floss ring trick. And I think as an intro, it can be a cool icebreaker and something to just get the night going. In my opinion, I think it can work there. Would I necessarily do it in those scenarios? Personally, no. But I think some people could and some people would. So I leave that up to your discretion. Now that I've mentioned all that, let's get into some positives and some negatives. What are the positives and what are the negatives of Flosso? Well, let's get into the negatives first. What are the negatives is, for some people, I think even the fact that I've given you some ideas of how to introduce these, how to make them play in different scenarios, and how not to make it feel cheap. For some people, it's still not going to be it, right? So for some people, doing a floss trick is just not it. It's just not what they want, and they don't see the use of this whatsoever. So bringing it into play is never going to be something that they want to do, even with some of the ideas that I pitched to you. Nonetheless, it's something that I want to mention. And the second one is probably the biggest negative of this, is the instructional video. Yes, they do include a PDF with this. They do include a PDF, but that PDF also is not incredible. But they do include a PDF, but the instructions are not that amazing. I get that the trick is, super easy to do, but at the same time, you're paying $30. So the packaging already is not great. The gimmicks that you get are just normal floss sticks that have been a bit worked on to be able to achieve the effect. And then also the instructional video is really lackluster, and the PDF is just really short and just thrown out there to have a refresher on your phone if ever you forget how to perform this, which you're probably never going to. So, I feel for $30, this feels more like a $20 trick, Getting this in the mail is like, okay, they could have easily thrown into one of these. This is literally like, I think, as I mentioned, it's $1.50 Canadian. So in the US, you can probably buy this for like 50 cents or $1. So I feel for $30, If this was the packaging, this inside of this, just like that, with the gimmicks inside, I would have been more happy than just a thrown around Ziploc bag. So I feel the packaging and the instruction are a bit to be desired for $30 especially, because, you know, a lot of magic tricks now are being priced at 30, 40, 50, and some of them have really good instructional videos, really good props, really good packaging, and I feel this kind of missed the mark on that a bit. But nonetheless, let's get into the positives. What are the positives? It's a fun effect. It's really fun to perform. It's quick, it's eye-catching, and it's fun to perform. Second, the gimmicks are well built, and if ever they get worn out, you lose them, you break them, whatsoever, I feel you can make these your own pretty easily without any issue. Also, I feel this is something that people have not seen, so I think if you do this in the right scenario, it can be a really good icebreaker with people, and it could really be something, you know, that's fun, quirky, and it's not going to be something, oh my god, you're an incredible magician, David Blaine, you're Chris Angel, you're David Copperfield, and people are going to start bowing to you and start running on in the streets. But I do think it's a really cool icebreaker where people are going to be like, huh, that's actually interesting. And then later on in the night, maybe they're going to bring a friend over, they're going to ask you, oh, can you do something to this person? And then you can actually start performing. I think this is a really good little icebreaker. So that's all I have to say about Flosso. Now, would I recommend Flosso? I think if you're actually interested in this, I would recommend it. I think you'll not be disappointed with your purchase. Maybe you'll feel a bit underwhelmed, but it really does work. So if you like the effect, I think the price is okay and you'll be fine. But I don't think this is something that I'd be like, I definitely recommend go out and buy this. I think, you know, if you want to add something to get some free shipping on a website, or if you're like, you know, you want a pocket trick that you can do here and there, you know, I recommend it. I don't think you'll go wrong. However, if you're like a dentist and you love magic and you're like in dentistry, you found your holy grail. You found your go-to effect. And for you, I definitely recommend. But for everyone else, I think not something you'd rush for. Maybe if you see it on sale, maybe if you just need something to add to your cart to get that, as I said, the free shipping, or to get a discount, or during the holidays, you know, to get a tier to get, you know, more magic tricks given to you, like as in the penguin event, maybe this is going to be worth your while, but I don't think it's something you should rush for. It is good. It's not life-changing. I give it a strong 7. It works. It does what it's supposed to do. It looks like in the tutorial. It's fun to perform. And yeah, I'm not necessarily going to perform it a lot, and I don't recommend it with open arms, but it is a good effect, and it is something that is interesting, and it could please some people. So that's all I have to say about Flosso by Chuck Crespo. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment. What do you think of this? Is this something you'd see yourself performing? If it was cheaper, would you have bought this already? Do you think this needed more marketing? Is this an effect that you loved when you saw online and then you forgot it existed? I'm interested in learning more what you have to say. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.